Trying to get smart on this Saturday.
During the COVID lockdown, this headline went viral. Nearly half of men say,
is success luck or hard work? My theory going in, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, but people tend to overplay the hard work part of it. But, well, we'll hear about. Well, let's watch the video. I mean, I jump to conclusions here.
3% of women agree. I bring this up not to debate who's right, but because it's a great example of something called egocentric bias. Most people think they do most of the work. For example, researchers have asked authors of multi-author papers.
I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't matter how egocentric I am. I could be 1,000,000%. There's no way I could ever say I do more work than Ari. You guys have literally seen her bring me dinner. I could be the most sexist, egocentric person, and I still would be like, well, the math doesn't add up. There's no way I'm doing half. How much percent do you do? I probably do 10%. And if you're believing this video, that's an overestimation. I mean, look, I do pay all of the rent. I pay 100% of the rent. So yeah, that's, and because of that, she was able to quit a job she hated. But yeah, I definitely do like 10%. Ask Ari how much she does. It's gonna be bad. I'm asking her, but you're not gonna hear her answer on camera. I'll relay it.
Well, it depends. Like, without asking you or with asking you?
With asking me.
Oh, like 70%?
She said 70.
Well, I mean, you don't do anything.
Don't think too much about it. Don't think too much about it. We said 70. Locked it in. Don't think too much about it. Don't overthink it.
If you ask a professional hockey player how they managed to reach the NHL, they might mention their hard work, determination, great coaches.
This is how I got her to say it.
Get up at 5 a.m. and so on, but they probably won't acknowledge how lucky they were to be born in January. An early birthday can make you up to 4 times as likely to be a pro hockey player. And the reason for this disparity is presumably because the cutoff date for kids' hockey leagues is January 1st. Those born in the first part of the year are a little older and so on average bigger and faster than kids in their league born late in the year. And that
every one of you that's not in the NHL right now could just say it's because you weren't born in January. Unless you were, in which case you suck. You suck at hockey. You're naturally bad. But if you're born February 1st, just say, yeah, that's the reason. Otherwise, I'd be fucking Gretzky.
If you were born in Burundi, for example, which has the world's lowest gross national income per capita of just $730 a year, it doesn't matter how smart or hardworking you are, you're unlikely to earn much as an adult. Now, many people get offended if you point out how big a role chance plays in their success. And I get it. If we are just a product of our circumstances, then our hard work and our talent seem to count for nothing. Take these 8 track and field world records. All the athletes who achieved these records are obviously world-class, extremely dedicated and talented, and yet when they achieved their world records, 7 out of 8 had a tailwind. Now these athletes all had the ability to win a gold medal, but to set the world record required a bit of luck as well. The importance of luck increases the greater the number of applicants.
So you're saying, if I built a gigantic fan and put it behind me, behind the stadium, on the day of the race, and then right before I start running, I turn it on, I could just basically jump, floosh to the end, and beat Usain Bolt's record. Is that what you're saying? Am I doing the math right?
Consider the most recent class of NASA astronauts. From over 18,300 applicants in 2017, only 11 were selected and went on to graduate from the astronaut training program. Now we can make a toy model of the selection process. Let's assume that astronauts are selected mostly based on skill, experience, and hard work, but also, say, 5% as a result of luck, fortunate circumstances. For each applicant, I randomly generated a skill score out of 100, and I also randomly generated a luck score out of 100. Then I added those numbers together, weighted in the 95:5 ratio to get an overall score. This score represents the selector's judgments, meaning the top 11 by this metric would become astronauts. And I repeated this simulation 1,000 times, representing 1,000 different astronaut selections. And what I found was the astronauts who were picked were very lucky. They had an average luck score of 94.7.
Wow! This is great though, because you want very lucky astronauts, so they might find space treasure. So really, our system is currently perfect.
Largely, I think we're unaware of our good luck because by definition, it's not something we did. Like the housework done by your significant other, it goes unappreciated. And here's the crazy thing. Downplaying the importance of chance events may actually improve your probability of success. Because if you perceive an outcome to be uncertain, you're less likely to invest effort in it, which further decreases your chances of success. I mean, if I had known how bad I was when I started YouTube, or how much work it would take, I might have given up right then.
Welcome to Veritasium, an online science video blog.
Participants were put in groups of 3 in small rooms.
I'm only laughing because of the name. Veritasium is the most cringy, like, 14-year-old nerd, I'm gonna make a science blog name. That's it.
And one person in each group was randomly designated the team leader. Half an hour later, the experimenter came by with 4 cookies for each team.
Oh.
So who got the extra cookie? In each case, it went to the team leader, even though they had no special aptitude. They didn't have extra responsibilities, and they'd gotten their position through chance alone. In another experiment, participants were asked to think of a good thing that happened to them recently. And then one group was asked to list their own personal qualities or actions that made that good thing happen. Another group was asked to list external factors beyond their control that led to the event. And a control group was simply asked to list reasons why the good thing happened. Now, for completing this task, participants were told they would be paid $1. But at the end, they were offered the option to donate some or all of the money to a charity. Results showed those who listed their own personal attributes contributed 25% less than those who listed external factors beyond their control.
Not that this is necessarily wrong, but 25% is a pretty small rounding error. The thing they don't tell you is that for studies like this, whoever designed this experiment was kind of hoping it would work out this way. Because they want to be able to say, they want the headline, right? Of saying that, like, rich people give less. And so it's very likely that, you know, the numbers get fudged, the things get picked. It just doesn't, you know, I don't really believe these studies are that telling of human nature.
Now, think of what all this means for people in our society, specifically for people in positions of power, like business leaders and politicians. Now, undoubtedly, most of them are talented and hardworking, but they have also been luckier than most. They're kind of living in a form of survivor bias. All these leaders have worked hard and ultimately succeeded, so...
This is bullshit, okay? When I tell you guys that the best way to make money is to be selected as one of the first 100 employees for a startup that gets acquired by Amazon and then pivot over to another tech startup that stock rises 10x in 3 years, I'm telling you a repeatable, proven path to success. Okay?
To them, the world appears fair. In their experience, it rewards hard work. But what they don't have is the experience of all the people who have worked hard and failed. So what are they to make of people less successful than themselves? Well, the natural conclusion is that they must just be less talented or less hardworking. And this perspective makes them is that
I like this stick figure getting jiggy with it with huge biceps.
That they must just be less talented or less.
He's doing this.
And this is particularly unfortunate since one of the main ways many of us are lucky is in our country of residence. But what is a country except for the things put there by people who came before? The roads and the schools, public transport, emergency services,
True.
clean air and water, everything like that. It seems a cruel trick of our psychology that successful...
Isn't it crazy that America is the only country on earth that has roads and schools and fire departments? I was just thinking about that. Like, it's like, wow, like everyone else needs to catch up. Damn. America truly is the center of the globe and like everything.
The good news is that acknowledging our fortunate circumstances not only brings us more in line with reality, it also makes us more likable. In a study where people had to read the transcript of a fictional 60 Minutes interview with a biotech entrepreneur, experimenters tried changing just the last paragraph where the interviewee is talking about the reasons for their company's success. In one version, the entrepreneur personally takes credit for the success they've had, but in the other, he says luck played a significant role. Now, people who read the luck version of the transcript judged the entrepreneur as kinder and thought they'd be more likely to be close friends with him than those who read the other version of the transcript.
Although you have to confirm, like, the tech founder on the stage is probably trying to get investment money too. Are these guys willing to put their money with this guy or with this guy? The guy that says he's lucky, or they're less likely to give him money. And second of all, I've saw a version of this study where they did the same accomplishments. It was like a fake interview where a person was talking about all the stuff they did to get successful. And they had one group read it and then another group read it, but they told them it was a woman that wrote it. That was the only change. It was the same accomplishment, same words. They just told them that it was a woman saying it, and they judged her as a way worse leader. There was overall like, yeah, she's just seems arrogant, seems out of touch, seems like not a good leader, seems too focused on herself. It was the exact same. I was like, damn, bro.
And I'm grateful to the
actually
writer of
dope.
the free newspaper they give out on the trains in Sydney, who didn't quite understand electricity, leading me to post this picture of their article to my Instagram with the caption, "What's wrong with this picture?" And I'm lucky that the first person to answer correctly was a beautiful woman who became my future wife.
Wow.
That is how I met your mother.
Now, initially,
That
I
is
wanted
lucky.
to make this video just to say our circumstances and psychology conspire to make us oblivious to our own luck. And this leads successful people to view the world as fair and those less successful than them as less talented or less hardworking. But it also became apparent to me that I should talk about what to do if you want to be successful in such a world. And I think the best advice is paradoxical. First, you must believe that you are in complete control of your destiny and that your success comes down only to your own talent and hard work. But second,
I talked about this before. Yeah. This is actually so true. This is actually super true. It was a cool study I saw that was like, there's a lot of evidence that we may not have free will at all because it's all just neurochemicals bouncing around in our brain. But if you believe that you don't have free will, it is proven that you have these worse outcomes because you, whether it's destined or not, you try less hard at a lot of things and you're more likely to be apathetic about things. So the option select is to always believe you have full control, whether or not you do, because it leads to better outcomes.
hey, so I had an idea for what I could do to increase the luck of others.
Me too. Let's do a giveaway right now. One person in chat is going to get a free game on Steam. This is luck in action. Who is lucky? Who is skilled? Let's find out. Roll it. Infamous Geppetto. Wow, you earned it. You literally worked harder than the rest of them. Luck was not a factor, Infamous Geppetto. And the rest of you, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Work a little harder. This will tell us a lot about him. What game do you want? You got to decide right now. All right, I'm going to play the Millionaire theme. Chat, suggest games. Suggest games. There's 1 minute left of this song. Once it's over, I need to have an answer. Get me Hitman 2. Is that on Steam? Actually, the gold edition is discounted. I'll buy it for you right now. Damn, you're so lucky. Holy shit, this guy's fucking lucky as shit. If Mr. Geppetto, please give an interview on how you came to be so lucky. What was different about you? Did you work harder?